Jamie Carragher has more fun watching 11v11, so he wants there to be fewer red cards. So refs should stop sending people off. I don't like my taxes going towards incarcerating and feeding murderers. So let's stop arresting murderers. You know, and I have more fun. I have more fun when I don't have to sit here giving out about morons, Conan, speaking absolute drivel. But the solution isn't for me to stop giving out about morons, Conan. They have to be held to account.
Tim Sherwood here. You're listening to the Villa Podcast.
That morning sky gave me a look, so I left while you were sleeping. That's all it took. And I chalked the line south down the coast.
After the match, I stuck on a little bit of Sunday night viewing. A movie that I'm sure you're well familiar with, Liam, called Pitch Perfect 2. And the main plot in the sequel to Pitch Perfect is...
The main plot? Jesus, I didn't think this film was going to be multi-layered, Conor.
The girls lose their sound, basically. They've had success in the first film, and things go wrong very quickly in the second film, and they've lost their sound. They've lost their harmony. They've lost their identity. And you know what? If you were really straining to find an intro for a podcast, you could look at Aston Villa's defeat to Forest. You could look at their performance against Alkmaar and think that's a team on the verge of losing their sound. That's a team capable of great things, but have they lost their harmony? And I think with 145 minutes, we put that to bed. We found our sound. We sounded bloody great. Villa Park sounded great. It all came together again. Of course it did. Of course it did. We were at home. 13 wins in a row. 13 wins since Arsenal. Since Arsenal thought that they walked all over us because they got to walk a ball into the empty net. Because Emery went up the pitch. Emery Martinez went up on a pitch in a moment that Unai Emery is never going to forget. Unai Emery is going to have one of the most successful football careers when all is said and done, and that's going to be the only thing that he remembers when all is said and done. He's going to remember his keeper abandoning ship in the team that he is so desperate to beat. But we come back to Villa Park and we put it all right again, and let's just say things are looking pretty good.
Yeah, those poor girls lost their voice around the same time you lost your TV guide because you seem to miss the fact that Chelsea were playing Man City. I ended up watching the first half of the Villa game on my phone at an impromptu birthday party for a heavily pregnant sister-in-law. And I did my best. I'm pretty sure nobody in the room thought I was more excited about the impending birth or that I was happier for the birthday girl than I was about how routine and inevitable that first half of the Park performance was. And let's be honest, people have birthdays all the time. Sure, this fucking mother and child are going to have a birthday in the same week. And if people are being born round the clock, do you know what doesn't happen every day? Do you know what happens once every 50 years? Fucking 13 home wins in a row. Do you know what happens once every 90 years? 6 successive home wins to start the season, and it's fucking gorgeous and it's special.
As rare as the Barden Bellas winning the World A Cappella Championships. But let's get into how routine this is. It's amazing. It actually is amazing. I know the Forest game was upsetting, and we're sort of cautioning after some of these performances or these results that it's not always going to be like this. But sometimes I really do think it's always going to be like this. This is incredible consistency. If you look through the 13 games, you've beaten a lot of good teams, but 13 matches in a row is so hard to get your head around. Like, it's so easy for a team, especially a team on the up, any team, to just draw one of those games. They put in a bad performance to lose one of those matches. And it hasn't happened. We've won every one of them. And we've routinely won them. I think that's 23 goals in the first 6 home games this season. Like, it's just lining them up and spanking them straight back out down the motorway. It's amazing. And the first goal is just like it's a ball to Dougie. It's great initially from Pau Torres, right? Because Fulham are pressing well. They've been a bit ratty. I would call Fulham Atletico Madrid light. You know, they're desperate to be a bit like that. They've got decent players. They can be dynamic on the break, and they'll just ruin the game. They're trying to disrupt that match, and they were doing it well. And even then, in legal terms, they were pressing well, and they were organising. One person was going out, and you saw Luka Dean and Konza put under a bit of pressure, and they're sort of scrambling the ball back out, and then it comes to Pau Torres. And he has the balls to hold on to it and the skill just to nick one through to Douglas Luiz, even as he's being hounded down. Then when it goes to Douglas Luiz, anything can happen. Like that's the beauty of it. And Douglas Luiz turns around, and it's game over because Yuri Tielemans isn't just playing that number 10 role and doing it really bloody well. We'll talk about him a lot today, I imagine, but he was also making those darting runs into the corner, and Douglas Luiz finds him with a little whipped left-footed ball, and then it's just like Yuri Tielemans sees Watkins and he thinks, nah. And he looks beyond Watkins and he sees Diaby, thinks, yes, Diaby misses it, and Robinson knocks it in. But just the way we can open teams up like that from any sort of direction, it's lovely.
Yeah, and speaking about everyday events like the birth of a child, there's nothing fucking special about yet another Villa player missing the ball whenever they're 6 yards out from the goal line. And poor Anthony Robinson was as bizarrely conspicuous in this game as the letter E is in his first name. And ordinarily, you would be tempted to give Diaby a bit of praise for putting Robinson under pressure. But the only person he's putting under pressure with that fucking miss is himself on the team sheet, because Leon Bailey and Yuri Tielemans and Zaniolo and Jacob Ramsey are all breathing down his neck. He can't be missing the ball from 3 yards out.
The second goal, John McGinn. But first, can we talk about Matt Cash's tackle? I think, did they say it was 24 seconds later that Villa score? Fulham are on the break. Our centre halves are gone. Matt Cash chases Willian down and crunches him. And not only that, he gets up and he gives it the 2 fists. And Matt Cash loves to defend sometimes. And he loves a mincing tackle. Yeah. Sometimes. He loves a mincing tackle more than anybody. That was just so emphatic, so important. Not just to get us back up the other side of the bridge, but to stop a Fulham massive chance. And can we talk about Tielemans again, trapping them in as Fulham are trying to scramble clear? Yuri Tielemans like a little brick wall, just pushing it, aging them further and further into the death pit of their own nets, and he heads it back in. And then comes to John McGinn, and he sells Paulinho for I don't know what, and it's not even a big dummy, it's not even a big shift. It's just a little movement of his hips. It's just a little swagger, and Paulinho goes. And John McGinn continues going straight. And I think I had a feeling that he was going to knock that one in. I know we've got a category named after him in WhatsApp winches, but you just know sometimes he's just going to whip it in. And that was a lovely, lovely finish.
Yeah, but what in the name of God is Luka Dean at to begin or just towards the end of this move? It's like Moussa Diaby was having a bad enough day at the office, and what sort of a colleague is Luka Dean dropping the ball into Diaby, surrounded by 4 men like that at the edge of the box? It's like dropping off a pile of files, a list of names of people to be fired. Good luck, mate, you figure that out. I'm off to the fucking pub. And to be fair, John McGinn makes the entire Fulham backline look like they've been on the beer all day, and he sends Fried into the fucking chippy for a battered sausage and a garlic cheese chip, and then McGinn serves up the finish, and it's equally as filthy as that order. And he couldn't have asked for a better waiter than Matt Cash either. You're talking about the tackle, the double fist pump. He's fucking there at the back post, dragging 3 players with him as well. It's absolutely incredible, the desire of that man to get back up the pitch so he can have another pointless spank, and I'm sure that'll come up later in the podcast.
Let's save it, because we have to be careful with not running into other conversations, because this third goal, you might want to talk about some missed chances later in the game, but let's just talk about this third goal on its own in isolation, because this third goal is Ollie Watkins at his fucking best. I mean, I went straight down to the Lyman meter on my little notepad when the corner came in and Watkins rose up, and I've honestly never seen a header cleared so well than that one. Actually, we can talk about another header that he cleared on the other side of the pitch later on, but let's just focus on the third goal. And the way he heads clear the danger, it's brilliant, it's strong, reads it well, and he's up. Like Matt Cash gets up at the other side of the pitch, Ollie Watkins goes from his goal line the whole way up to the other goal line. I think it's the goal's 19 seconds from end to end, and it's because Leon Bailey's on the pitch and he's carrying it forward, and I'm looking at McGinn coming down the bottom of my screen, and I'm like, move your arse, McGinn, hurry up! I know you're faster than this, and he can't. He's not as fast as Leon Bailey, it turns out, and he has to cut back and he has to find Bailey again, but he does it really well, and Bailey helps him out really well. So it's a little Bailey to McGinn, back to Bailey, and it's across to Watkins, and it's a simple goal, and Bailey gives us a salute. He's on the pitch a few minutes. This boy's numbers this season, I don't know how many times we're going to come on here and say that, are incredible, but for Ollie Watkins to clear the corner, to then get up and get in the box and score again, it's just brilliant to see.
Yeah, Ollie Watkins getting up, clearing the ball and running the 100 yards to knock the ball into the net. Whenever this goal happened, all I was hoping was that your curtains were drawn so that no one could see what you were doing to yourself in front of the laptop. It's absolutely devastating. And initially, of course, Robinson makes us a bad attempt to drop that ball off as his parents made it spell on his first name. But then I actually think the pass from Bailey is brilliant. I don't think that's an easy pass. I think the Fulham player does really well to cut out the angle, and like you said, McGinn's not exactly bursting, so Bailey has to weigh this up. He has to think that's such an easy pass just to push too wide, and then the move is nearly over. Well, you would think that as well, though, because John McGinn can't move that fast. The defender is faster than him. So even if McGinn had got pushed out wide, I'm sure he would have worked something out, because the way he holds this ball up is incredible. He's 2 or 3 players inside. They don't know what to do. And then speaking about inside, the inside pass to Bailey is just gorgeous. But this is Leon Bailey. This is the Leon Bailey we've seen all year as well. There's no way Leon Bailey last year would have played that off to John McGinn, saw Watkins on his right, and then decided to go around the outside of John McGinn to cross it in. He wouldn't have been thinking that way. He just would have been, if he was at all running, he would have just been running into the box and not helping out McGinn. But it was incredible from Bailey, absolutely devastating. The cross is perfect, and he's right just to stand there and salute, because that goal was all about him. It was brilliant.
Yeah, and John McGinn was really cooking today. It was brilliant to see. What do you think Emery's problem is with Bailey up front? It's straight, it was Emery that started this, and he seems to have an aversion to it. Every time Bailey comes on, he has to readjust everything. I think this is the only thing holding Bailey back from being in the starting team, because he seems to see it as it's either Bailey or McGinn on the right. And McGinn's way better on the right, obviously, but he was brilliant on the left when he went over today. But McGinn has to move to the left to get Bailey in, because he won't play Bailey up front, and he moves Tielemans up front. And I don't know, it's a weird thing that he doesn't seem to like about having him up there.
It is very, very strange. And maybe he just thinks that Leon Bailey is too dynamic to be anywhere other than on the wing. Maybe that's just he just thinks that's just comfortably his best position. He'd rather play Tielemans there, which means he has to change the team. He's played McGinn there ahead of Bailey. He plays Diaby there, who you'd think if Bailey can, or if Diaby can do it, surely Bailey can do it. Yeah. Surely this Leon Bailey can do it, because Leon Bailey, you think, you want somebody a little bit clever up top and behind Watkins, like Tielemans, like McGinn, like Diaby, than Leon Bailey. But Leon Bailey isn't showing anything this season that would make you think that he couldn't play that role. But again, it's just probably too hard to resist to not play him on the wing, because the way he's playing, the way he's driving, the way it's just such an extra attack and impetus for them from midfield that the other team just can't deal with. And maybe that's going to be a problem for Leon Bailey as well. Whenever we bring him on the right wing, it completely changes the dynamic of the game and changes how the other team has to defend. It's such an effective substitute that it may end up fucking up Leon Bailey's ability to start a game.
100%. I do see it that way now as well. I actually look at the team and think, and a lot of people are probably thinking the same, I'd like to see Leon Bailey getting a start. But when he's playing so well, you don't want to ruin that. And when it's so effective for the team, you definitely don't want to ruin it. And it's lovely now looking at the bench and thinking, ooh, yeah, we can bring Bailey on into this match of half an hour. And yeah, he might just pigeonhole himself as a super sub. Fulham scored. It was a ball from right to left, obviously. It was a ball over the top, obviously. And it was a ball to a man who should have been sent off by that stage as well, Anthony Robinson, and he puts it across, and Jimenez gets his goal. So if Sky Sports thought that there were no talking points from this match, nothing interesting in this match, they can now begin to link Raul Jimenez to Spurs again. I mean, this game suddenly should be all over Sky Sports' radar. Raul Jimenez back to Spurs. Get it going, boys. Here's a talking point from this match.
It's a really, really good pass. And then Anthony Robinson makes his parents proud by taking that ball down with all the ease in the world. And he does really well then to shuffle across the Jimenez. And I just hope no opposition manager thinks there's anything to learn from this match. Just another routine win at Villa Park for Aston Villa. Turn off the analysis tapes after Villa go 3-0 up, because the key apparently to beating this high line isn't for your forwards to spin in behind defenders who aren't fucking moving. They're not turning back with you. You're going to run offside. It's to run from deep. And Robinson, to be fair, times it perfectly. The pass is brilliant, and it looks like such a simple goal. But that is the key to defeating the high line. Incredible passes and incredibly good runs from deep.
Yeah. The only other talking point I want to talk about at the top of the show was the penalty that never was. VAR intervened, and the referee had a look at it on the monitor, decided that it hit the face rather than the hand. But you know what really annoyed me about this? Is why is it a drop ball? And if so, why do we not get the corner? Obviously, it's a block in the face, and the ball's going to play. It's very simple. The ball's dead. If it's not a penalty, let's pick it up from where it is now. Which, the referee giving the penalty didn't affect anything about that play. It went out of play, and then if he's really intent on giving the drop ball because of the rules or whatever, are they not supposed to be contested?
Because of the rules or whatever?
Are they not supposed to be contested? Why is the keeper allowed to pick it up uncontested? And then why doesn't the ref advise him that he should kick it out? Even for a throw-in or even back to Villa? Why the hell did they just get to pick the ball up from what should be a corner?
I think they changed the rules a few years ago, didn't they? That drop balls are no longer contested, and I don't think the keeper would have agreed just to kick the ball out. It's not a big bunch of lads standing around playing five-a-side and saying, "Oh, give us back the ball, come on, look, we stopped there because your man's laces were undone." It's the fucking Premier League game, Colin. But the build up to it, it's just lovely football again from Aston Villa. I think Diaby does really well to make something of Watkins' little float over the top. It's not a pass that I like. It's one of those it's so hard to resist, but so rare that something comes from it. It's hard to resist because you will get your teammate in if you play that little flick pass, but it's hard to make something of it because the ball is slow, it's dropping out of the air, and it has fucking backspin on it. So I don't know why people are so intent on playing it. It's a good ball from Diaby, though. Watkins does well to get onto it. It's good drive and run into the box, and unfortunately, that was the only time Timothy Castagna used his head in any sense of the expression all game.
Yeah. Let's take a break. We'll come back with WhatsApp whinges. All right. Who thought Douglas Luiz was going to take a throw-in from the corner? Who thought? Because I certainly did. And then I was thinking, I know you're more of a rules merchant than me. You are. Am I right in thinking you are allowed to throw the ball from a corner? Is that true?
What?
I don't know why that stuck in my brain. I should have really checked it up. I should have added more value to Villa podcast listeners. But somebody did me the honours of checking it up. But Nick on Twitter did get in touch just to say, Austin McPhee, you've gone too far. It's just a picture of Douglas Luiz with the ball over his head. But obviously it was a call that they were doing for Douglas Luiz to whip the ball in again.
Yeah, obviously it was. Yeah, obviously it wasn't a fucking throw-in.
The first WhatsApp wins. No fines. No fines today. Matt Cash did knock one out of play down the right line, but when he played it, I said, "Oh, nice pass!" Oh, for fuck's sake! So it was a good idea. I'm not going to fine somebody for that. First WhatsApp wins. Are we ever going to keep a clean sheet? Yes, it's annoying. It's annoying because they're always annoying goals as well. It seems so avoidable. This is 2 clean sheets in 12 games. Where's the Emi Martinez of Fozcast fame? Emi Martinez coming in telling them about his locker, of his boxes that he checks in his locker up on his locker wall. Where is that Emi Martinez? Does he have no pride in these clean sheets? Where's the defensive pride in clean sheets? Where's Tyrone Mings? Get them in and ask him what the hell is going on here. Can't be just running around conceding a goal for the sake of it all the time.
Yeah, it is getting to the stage now where we're just playing. We're going to score more than you football, really, and we're going to do that by playing such a preposterously high line, and that's all right, Colin, because we won 3-1 today. We scored 23 goals at home in 6 games. Try to fucking beat that. You won't. Literally, you won't. Fucking nobody has. So I think you need to relax a little bit. This is the price to pay for playing this football. It is a bit strange though, because last year Emery Martinez seemed to be doing a lot more sweeping than he's doing this year, or maybe I'm talking shit. Maybe I'm more used to it now. Maybe it doesn't seem as mental, so it's not sticking into my mind as much. But I seem to remember that he was off his line a lot quicker whenever we started playing like this, whenever we really started settling into this. But look, like I said, today's goal, you're playing a high line. If someone times a run that well, it's a left back running from that deep. It's a perfect pass, perfect touch. Jimenez is in behind. I don't think Torres does brilliantly to react to the situation and try to get in front of Jimenez, but I don't think there's very much we can do about that goal, unfortunately. And like I said, hopefully no opposition scout was watching the last 20 minutes that I
In fairness to you and to everybody, maybe, and I am going to do this, maybe if and when I take Luca Dean out of my fantasy football team, I will care less about these.
For fuck. I was wondering, it seemed like a bit of an odd whinge to throw in there to, like I said, a team that has scored 23 goals at home.
I feel it at the pit of my stomach. It is so funny now, though, if you look at Twitter, and especially if you're not in the FPL community, and you just see random people, like you'd see an Arsenal fan reacting to a Brighton team sheet versus Sheffield United, giving out about what a terrible club they are to be dropping Evan Ferguson. It's good crack, in fairness. It's very little crack, to be honest.
I don't know how much crack it is in general, but also I don't know how clearly this lad is thinking. I don't want to be giving out FPL tips because it would seem a bit strange, seeing as I've slagged you off for trying to get them during the podcast for so long.
Go on.
But anybody that's picking Evan Ferguson is a fucking moron.
I had a flutter with Evan Ferguson on Friday night. It's that little. It is that gambler in me where I just think,
let's hope De Zerbi just decides to pick him this week. He's fucking Yao Pedro up front in the Europa League. He plays Danny Welbeck ahead of him. It's Evan Ferguson. You don't know who he's gonna pick. What is the point of this? You can't be relying. This is like picking a Pep Guardiola winger. This is like having Riyad Mahrez in your team.
I was thinking, he signed a new contract. I can hear a commentator talking about his new contract as he's reeling away in celebration.
Yeah, I remember a few years ago as well, you decided to pick Jay Rodriguez because you didn't want to. Now this is in quotes. You didn't want to miss him running down the sideline, high-fiving Ronald Koeman.
Yeah.
And for anybody who's wondering why I get so annoyed about FPL talk, other than the fucking inanity of it, it's because it's been going on that long and it has been that nonsensical for that long as well.
It's been going on since you and I were ringing in. Remember, you had to ring into the Daily Mirror.
You and I were ringing in.
And had to punch in your team based on the numbers on your phone, like on your house phone. Good. A lot of time wasted in my life. Matoma got dropped by De Zerbi today. As an aside, I have it, Matoma, don't worry, he's a problem that's going to be gotten rid of now. But she's like De Zerbi. It's almost like, well, it's definitely to a fault. Like this chopping and changing just seemingly because he gets bored is weird. Like they went out and drew today with Sheffield United at home. It does seem to be tinkering too much, and I think, and it was really cool, probably for about 10 months there, where it was like, geez, it actually doesn't matter who plays. They're going to play the exact same way and they're going to get through all the time. But I'm starting to think it does matter now. I'm starting to think maybe he does have better players and players who aren't as good as his better players, and he should just stick to his better ones more often than not.
Yeah, but I think we talked about this before. He is such a systems manager that doesn't really matter that much. But I just think all the players aren't necessarily that brilliant, so they will draw with Sheffield United. Actually, did they draw with Everton last weekend as well? Maybe they do. Better players coming.
The second WhatsApp whinge. Did Luca Dean pull out of that? There was a ball down the side of their box, and Luca Dean was there ready to cross it in, and he just didn't get his foot on it. And I think the reason I felt so strongly about it is not fantasy football. It was just, it's funny, isn't it, how you get more excited about a turnover? Villa had just turned it over about 30 yards out from the Brighton goals, and then there was a little quick ball away. Dean was in, and he just seemed to let the defender come in and take it back off him. It was a strange couple of seconds. But it's like Unai Emery has proven that he can. You can go away and you can be the architect of some of the slickest moves, and you can train your team to just do that over and over and create chances no matter what you're facing. But nothing still will ever beat the excitement of turning the ball over in their half or blocking a clearance. Honestly, I watch Villa score sometimes and I'm obviously delighted, but I'm not reacting as much as I react to Yuri Tielemans getting in on somebody's foot and the ball sort of bobbling loose. It's like, oh, go on. I think it's just that thing in you that you want to punish them. Like, you just want to punish the opposition for a mistake. Like, that's what I want to see most out of my football.
Yeah. That's how I set my teams up, by not setting them up. But it is that thing. It's just you're getting such a cheap goal. Like, we've worked all week, and then we're also just getting this as well. It's like a bonus at the end of the day. You haven't earned it, so it just feels all the better for getting it. It is something that is really hard to resist. But it's the same thing as well when the ball, just things you're used to seeing as well. You nearly always get a chance when something like that happens. And when the ball gets pulled back at the edge of the box and it goes behind every player and the camera's just panning out, and all you can think is, please let it be a claret shirt that's coming in on top of this. And when it's not, your heart sinks.
Yeah, and you feel like the world's against you when you make a brilliant tackle and it still spills loose to one of them anyway.
Oh, that's the worst thing in the world.
Yeah. The last WhatsApp one. What's going on with this bench? Why the bench was actually good today? Why is Unai Emery not using it? I think he forgets. I don't think Unai Emery ever forgets when he has to make a change when the game is in a perilous position. Like, he reacted so quickly there with Diaby, record signing, bang, get off. We have to change this match. Brings on somebody who does change the match, puts the game to bed. When the game is put to bed, though, I feel like sometimes we're watching passages of play that are. It's hard to watch sometimes, and it's so obvious that we need to change. The boys were tired today. Like, they look, and I don't want them to. I don't want Unai Emery to take them off to save their legs for another match. Like, there's not another match for 2 weeks. I want them to take them off because in this match right now, they're so obviously dead on their feet. And it honestly seemed like Fulham made about 7 subs. Every time I looked over, there was 2 players coming on, and we just had Bailey coming on for Diaby, and that was it. And it was crying out for more changes, for fresh legs, for just a bit of energy and somebody who wanted to come on and prove something. And I just wondered, did he forget? Or was he annoyed that the game had sort of gotten away from him? That he was like, you go and get this back. Like, this is your punishment. You have to stay on the pitch. But also, I'm thinking, we need a bit of investment in January as well. Like, we need more coming off the bench and get injuries back too. That'll help.
I think there are a few players obviously missing that'll help flesh out the squad, but it is strange that does Unai Emery does Unai Emery just love football so much that he just gets sucked into it? So whenever there's not really that much danger, is he just watching the game of football?
I think so.
And just trying to understand what's happening here. Oh, this is interesting. I wonder will Tielemans get to that ball? Like, I wonder what's Tielemans going to do next year from this position, instead of just thinking, Tielemans has kind of died here. He put in a brilliant 70 minutes. I should just bring on fucking Zaniolo. I've been shiting on about the fact that I haven't been playing in his favourite position. Now that I've taken off Diaby, put Bailey on the right wing, which I fucking love to do because I can't trust Bailey up there for some reason. Surely now I can just bring on Zaniolo. Come on, Unai.
Yeah, and that's a powerful statement coming from you, because I know you're Emery in. Yeah, I do think it's that. I think any time someone has to be changed, they'll change it. Again, when the context is that the game requires it, like the result requires it. But when the result is in the bag, I think you're right. I think he's just watching it. I think he's enjoying it. I think he's enjoying the challenge as well. Like, sort of safe in the knowledge that this is fine. This is all put to bed. And I can just see what this boy really made of now. Actually, this sounds like the sort of thing I should love, really, doesn't it?
Emery yet again proving that he's a fucking manager created in a lab to please you.
Okay, let's take a break. And
Whoa!
What?
We're not WhatsApp Winges, mate. I think Paul sent us a message during the Thursday night show asking us, do we Do we take notes during the match, or do we send each other angry WhatsApps?
Yeah.
63rd minute.
Go on.
63rd
Go on
minute.
before I play this fucking music.
Mate, I'm not watching another half an hour of this. Bang! Ollie Watkins goal. I hadn't even seen the message before Watkins had scored.
Oh, my stomach's sore. And I was right. I wasn't watching another half an hour because when Watkins scored that, I took that highlights and went upstairs and closed the door behind me.
And he was giving out about the instinct to assume that they're guilty. That's because we can see the team that you're fielding. That's because we can see that a club with the fans who can just about create the same level of atmosphere as Denmark versus Tunisia in Qatar, a club like that shouldn't be able to spend £400 million on defenders in 3 years. Pep Guardiola knows that his legacy is in question here. Pep Guardiola is so terrified of people on Twitter to call him Fraudiola. And listen, some of those people have a point. I mean, in his last season at Barcelona, he had Messi running around scoring 73 goals, but Pep led them to second place, 9 points behind fucking eye gouger Mourinho's Real Madrid, and were knocked out of the Champions League by Roberto Di Matteo's Chelsea. Roberto Di Matteo's Chelsea. His first year at treble winners, barring they were beaten 5-0 by Real Madrid in the Champions League. He didn't even win the double in his second season. Oh, but he played Philip Lahm out of position. You know who didn't play Philip Lahm in midfield? Treble winner Jupp Heynckes. Do you know who had to play Felipe Coutinho in midfield? Treble winner Hansi Flick. Roberto Di Matteo's Chelsea. Bayern Munich have won the last 10 titles. It doesn't matter who the manager is. Niko Kovac won the double in his only full season. He was hounded out by November the following year. Do you know who he's managing now? Of course you don't! He's just some manager. Any manager who took over and won the double. It's not a league, it's a fucking procession. Bayern Munich literally take the best player from the second best team. From the second best team in the same league. It's insane. They signed Goetze in Pep's first year. Then Lewandowski the following year. Then they left him alone for a year, and then they signed Mats Hummels. Can you imagine if City signed Salah in 2018 and then Mane, and then the following year signed Van Dijk? The Bundesliga is a fucking joke. And regardless of how good a coach Guardiola is, no matter how well he's taken Cruyff's template and superimposed better players onto it, anyone could do what he did at Bayern, as demonstrated by the fact that everybody has. Anyone could do what he did at Bayern. Everybody has.
The winner of the Peter Enkelman What the Fuck Award, per Pau Torres. The shot. Do you remember the shot? The ball came out, and just like you were describing, you want to see a claret shirt appear into the camera screen, and it came to Pau Torres. It was like, oh, go on, have that. And that must have felt awful.
Yeah, it wasn't a good connection. Let's put it that way. It's not exactly what Unai Emery's been calling for between the fans and the Aston Villa players. It was it's like it's stomach churning. It's the same feeling as getting kicked in the balls. You know, the energy just gets sapped from you whenever something like that happens, and all the only noise you can make is oh.
Let's go to the Rosenthal Award. the first goal. I mean, Jack on Twitter said it's actually a really good one to point out. He said Musa Rosenthal getting away with one there. I mean, should this count in the Rosenthal award? We got a goal from it, but he missed a sitter.
No, like I said at the top of the show, you can't just miss the ball. I mean, it actually is depressing. You're going to have to get some sort of AI technology to go through all the back catalogue of our podcast and figure out how many times have I said those words. You can't just miss the ball. It's ridiculous. It really is. And I did call out for people to inundate you with emails after they asked their friends about whether or not it happens that regularly at other clubs. Is this a regular thing where people are just missing the football? It happens too often that I have to believe that it's happening for other clubs. But I watch a lot of football, Conan. It didn't happen in the Man City Chelsea game this afternoon. I'm telling you, it didn't happen. But I also wonder, was Jack actually talking about Musa's first absolute fucking sitter that he missed?
Oh, that's the next nomination. I mean, Jesus Christ, straight at the goalkeeper. Like Tielemans to Dean to Diaby, and there's a lot of fantasy football points right there. And I mean, he doesn't get these chances often either. I was just saying, I was feeling sorry for him playing up front. There you are, the ball's rolled to you in the box, time, space, take your pick either side of the keeper. And he doesn't choose either side.
You said like you hit it straight at the keeper. So he hit it straight at an out of position goalkeeper as well. Yeah. If you had hit that down the middle of the goals, it would have gone in because the keeper's at the front post. It's ridiculous. And it is lovely football as well. We absolutely sliced them open. McGinn's turn and pass in the halfway line. It's like Fulham have never seen him play. And dive in, he just turns, spins around, then plays a lovely pass out to Luka. Teely does really well to recover after he cocks up the initial pullback and he pokes it back out to Dean. And Dean again gets his head up. How many times have we seen? We all know how good Luka is at just whipping the ball in, but we've seen him a lot this season as well. Just show that bit of composure and roll it back to somebody. Unfortunately, this time it was Musa Diaby, given the day he was having.
We already talked about the penalty, but like that was a big chance as well because it got blocked down. It was a Watkins chip into Diaby, the volley across, and then the shot was blocked. Oh, then Diaby was offside. I got so pissed off at this one. It's a break from John McGinn. McGinn was really good today. 3v3. Diaby, even if he wasn't offside, he goes too wide anyway. And, anyway, on top of all that, he does some really stupid dink back to no one. He's lucky it was offside. That would be more annoying than the offside. The offside was just annoying. But and it all comes from a Tielemans tackle as well. Like, the ball was turned over. Let's go. I was excited. Snappy Tielemans is like, this is becoming a real character trait of him. And like that was the ball turned over. And Diaby just offside. Move over.
Lazy to be offside and then a lazier pass as well. That dink, it's just like, let's hope this works out instead of just using his brain, but also using his pace. You told me that whenever he was picking his ultimate footballer, he picked himself for pace. Don't go offside, just run past him.
Pace and left foot, they had it all. It was all on his side, literally. Matt Cash. I mean, this ball from Pau Torres, by God. What the hell? And Cash, Ollie Watkins. I mean, no player can make you feel like you're in the way more than Matt Cash can. Watkins doesn't know where to go because Matt Cash is just sprinting towards him. Watkins runs forward, he comes back, he's moving back, he feels like a spare dick, and then he gets really annoyed because Matt Cash is a shit shot of his left foot anyway. I was like, why was I turning around in circles there trying to get out of your way? You should have just, I should have known you were going to do this and I would have just stopped moving.
Yeah, Watkins can only be annoyed at himself there for not understanding what Matt Cash was going to do.
The big chance, lovely save from Emi Martinez, from Raul Jimenez. This was worrying. I mean, Pau Torres is absolutely brilliant. So many strengths that we are really enjoying and milking. And we're going to have to put up with this every so often. Just it will be knocking the ball around him, running around the other side and getting it. And then Konsa's probably taken out a bit too easily, but it will be just stretching to get it across to Jimenez, and it's a brilliant save from Martinez. It just tips it onto the post, and it comes out to Willian, who really should do better, and he balloons it over.
Yeah, the first 5 minutes of the half yet again. I mean, we came out and they looked like they'd all gone into the change rooms and got into the shower before Paco came in and said, "What the fuck? Like, I know Fulham might as well pack up and go home, but it's only half time. Get your cacks back on and get back out there and stay concentrated, please, for fuck's sake." 2 minutes after the half, we just dominated it. Just go out there and keep it tight for at least 5 minutes. Please, let's have one game where we don't concede an absolutely huge chance just after the break. Like, yeah, Pau Torres gets skinned there. Like you say, we're probably going to have to put up with that for the absolutely ridiculous nature of his ball playing ability. And then Konza commits, so he has to make it. I think a defender like Konza, when he commits there, he has to make it. But I think when he gets out there, he's probably worried about whether or not he's the last man. And he looks like he's pulling away. He looks like he realizes the defender's going to get, or the Iwobi's going to get there first, so he doesn't go in with all the drive that he probably should. But then it's a brilliant, brilliant save, and he gets back up to anything better than the save. It's a little double fist bump because he knows how important it is. Maybe he was just trying to get into Williams' head as well.
One more big chance from Fulham that I wanted to highlight was another Willian chance. It's another right to left ball, Raul Jimenez to Pereira. It's a nice ball in fairness, and then Pereira switches it back across to Willian on the right hand side again, and he cuts back and he pulls it wide. This is a nice breakaway from Fulham, but went wide of the post. But the winner, of course, is Ollie Watkins, more so than Diaby, and especially because Diaby's led to a goal anyway. But Danny Ings is gone. And Ollie Watkins is filling his shoes so well in the Rosenthal Award. This isn't good enough. Let's be honest. This isn't good enough. It's brilliant, unbelievable from John McGinn. We've seen his arse put to good use a lot under Unai Emery. His arse hasn't been one problem actually under Emery at all. Like, that's probably the best testament of the job Emery has done. And, like, Jesus, like, what he does, he holds the ball up and then he gets turned and then he holds another player off and he gets inside the two of them, runs across the byline, just drills it off someone who hits it off the bar. And there it is for Watkins. Like, he's trying to head it to the other side of the net as well, instead of just heading it in, instead of just kicking it in. It was strange. And, like, Lee Henry was being kind to him after. He said, I mean, you've got to be there to miss them. Oh, he will fucking be there. Don't worry about it. He will be there no matter what to miss all of them. It's so frustrating. There was a stat before the game that I just dug out myself because I was wondering how many goals has he left out there. And before the match, it was 12. What up there, whoever classified as big chances. He missed more than anybody in the league because he only scored one of his 12 big chances. That's now 13. Like, Ollie Watkins is getting goals this season, all right. He's getting returns, but he's doing it without the big chances that he's getting. It's insane.
Yeah. John McGinn must be given about 1.5 stones or 2 stone to Bassey as well, but he makes him look like any other naive fool who's been sucked in by the magnetism of his arse.
Yeah.
And I actually wonder as well, sometimes does McGinn's arse need to be investigated? I mean, it's brought so many men to ruin. It's like a fucking honey trap. All these old fools like Calvin Bassey just can't resist it. They can't believe their luck. And they're right not to believe it. It is too good to be true because it just turns around and kills them just at the moment they think their life can't get any better. And he makes them look like an absolute tit diving in. They can dive in John McGinn's arse. But when you look back at the Ollie Watkins header, I don't know why he's surprised. That's what he's trying to do.
Yeah.
Like that's what he's done with his neck muscles there. And maybe he's surprised because the last time he tried to head a ball like that against AZ, the ball went in the fucking opposite direction to the way he swung his head. And we didn't talk about this at the time because we were so consumed by the pass by Douglas Luiz. But Ollie Watkins made a fucking hames of that pass from Douglas Luiz. He's trying to flick that the way the ball is moving, and he just gets his fucking big forehead on there. Unfortunately, it doesn't happen tonight. And there is no explanation that I won't believe for what happened there. If you told me that Ollie Watkins in his teens took a load of fucking acid and then today he had a flashback just as that ball was coming in, I would believe you. If you told me that Ollie Watkins doesn't have any perception of time or space and actually thought he was 6 yards past the front post whenever he hit that, I would believe you, because anything is more believable than the fact that that's how he headed that ball.
I think it was so disappointing as well because of all the work McGinn did, and like one of the most enjoyable things, definitely the most enjoyable thing of that second half was McGinn against Bassi and Castagna. It seemed like every time he got the ball, he was waiting for the two of them to come over. It's like, come on, lads, let's go. Chance your arm again, see if you can get through this big arse. Like, roll up, and they just rolled them every time they both came over. And then,
I felt like I was watching a fucking episode of Scooby-Doo there. You could have taken off Ollie Watkins' head, I'd say, and just revealed John McGinn underneath it. The fucking ability in that head in there. Like, he's a centre forward, Ollie, score! You're on the line! There's nobody near you!
Yeah, that's honestly, that's not, it's not good enough. Like, I love Ollie Watkins more than anybody, and you know how frustrated I get when he's not in the England squad. But for fuck's sake, like, just put, Ezri Konsa's not in the England squad. This is the levels you have to get to get in the England squad. And Watkins is missing these big chances too often.
Maybe we're being affected by recency bias, though, Connor.
Yeah, maybe. Let's go to the Weimann meter. I've got Moussa Diaby going down. Do you have anybody else going down before I start going through who's going up?
No, I don't have anybody else going down. I think that Diaby's going to be really disappointed with that performance. At least I fucking hope he is as well. I mean, his final contribution to the game as well was to complain about a pass not coming early enough and then running offside whenever the pass did come. Didn't bother getting back, and then he did bother getting hooked because of it. Yeah.
The beauty of it is that he didn't make the France squad, so he's now got 2 weeks of analysis with Unai Emery at Bodymore Heath. He's going to learn anyway. He's going to be sitting there. He's going to have every opportunity to improve himself. Going up on the Weimann meter, I'm still going to go Ezri Konsa for his interception on that ball into Raul Jimenez. It was brilliant sliding tackle, read it so well, just got in front of him. And then Ezri Konsa also for the overhead clearance. I don't know if you remember the ball that was going into Martinez. And we've seen Villa teams in the past that they both would have looked at each other and left it to the other person. And Martinez probably was going to catch it anyway, and Konsa thought, fuck this. I can get rid of it. It's fine. I can just get rid of this, and we'll talk about it later. And that's exactly what he did, and that's exactly what I want to see from his centre-half.
Yeah, it was absolutely the right decision. It was the right decision because I'm not sure if
exactly
Martinez was going to get there. I'm not sure if he would have been outside the box if he did get there. No, absolutely deal with it and then ask the questions later.
Going up, the poor fucker who doesn't seem to be allowed to get a break at all this season, Luca Dean, again going up on the Weimann meter, and he's going up because of the big back post clearance that he did as well. Like, that should be an automatic going up on the Weimann meter, ball going in over your head, it looks like we're in trouble, and you flick it on as a fullback. I mean, Luca Dean will do so much work for us. He'll create so many chances. He'll be denied so many assists that he should have, but he'll still do his fullback work when it's called upon him.
That's because he's our more solid left-back option, and you know that. He is the defensive left-back that we have.
And there was one stage that Adama Traore came on, and he just pushed him inside. He said, nah, go in there. Like, you're not coming at me down the wing. He just pushed him inside, and Traore, as is his wont, just continued kicking the ball in that direction now and just sprinted after.
Absolutely ridiculous. He's like a fucking Hoover robot. You just nudge it and it just starts going in that direction. What was that about? Really, Danny, you're right. He did just keep running straight across the pitch in the direction that he was sent. In the direction that an opposition player pushed him. He's like, all right, okay, let's go.
Yeah, what's the crack of Moreno? I was sort of hoping, like, that was one of the subs that I wanted to see just to get some minutes in his legs. I'm sure they know what he can do, but I assume that he can do something if he's on the bench now. So I thought that was a good opportunity. Maybe he's thinking the game's won. We've got another 2 weeks now. That's probably the right call, wasn't it?
Or maybe he was just watching the match like we talked about 15 minutes ago.
Going up, John McGinn with a Diaby haircut. What do you think of this? Like, that was slick. He's been hanging out with Moussa Diaby. He looks the part. That's no normal shaved meatball head. That is a pristine head shave. And here's one for you. You'll enjoy this.
How can you shave a head differently?
Oh, that's
is different. Pristine hair. Like, who has he been getting his hair cut by before? Who was shaving his head that it wasn't pristine? Just big patches of hair at certain sections. I haven't noticed that.
This was different. This was on point. And like, they had the fade going. They had I don't know how they do the line through the forehead at the top of the forehead. But I'm in over my head here with haircut chat. But you'll enjoy this. 12 players played today. 6 of them for Aston Villa have a shaved head.
Did you start it up by saying, I'll enjoy this?
I fucking love this. Konsa, Douglas Luiz, Yuri Tielemans, Bailey, Diaby, and John McGinn.
Listing in there was really as useful as saying the fact that there were 6 of them with shaved heads, Conan.
It's the ones that don't have the hair floppy.
It's the ones that don't have their hair floppy. And you're right, maybe there is something on that, Conan, because we all know how bad that Ollie Watkins played today. Maybe it was the hair. Maybe his hair got in his eyes, Conan. Maybe that's actually what happened. Maybe they should all shave their heads over the international break.
I would actually love that. Villa sort of the great disruptors.
Conan, this isn't the fucking Romania team during the World Cup all dyeing their hair white. This isn't the Liverpool Spice Boy team all wearing suits before the game. Who gives a fuck how they look? If they all shave their heads, all that's going to do is give a load of people to have a load of memes afterwards talking about how we lost the game. We all had our head shaved.
This is so much cooler than a group of players dyeing their hair, though. This is just a group of boys ready for war. Just get, and I'm not saying just get a free all over it. I'm saying go round to Mr. Diaby's and get a proper head shave, and then and then boys coming out just ready for an assault on this Premier League. We can't compete for this league. This is mad. Get the head shave. Let's go.
Yeah, and maybe if we had our head chased before the Nottingham Forest game, I wouldn't be quite as annoyed as I am now. The fact that we could be joint top of the table if we had it as beat Forest the way we should be beating Forest. Anyway,
Do you know
I thought it's the head shaving.
The mad thing about the David Beckham documentary is that Alex Ferguson was in and he was talking. He was being interviewed to camera, but they were showing a lot of clips from back in the day as well. And Alex Ferguson didn't like when David Beckham shaved his head. I was like, surely that's what you would want from him, because he was giving him shit for everything else, giving him shit for being too much of a poster boy, being a model, being too much of an influence for off the field things. And then he goes and shaved his head, and Fergie wasn't happy about that apparently as well. It's like he literally can't win. And it doesn't, like, the funny thing when Beckham did that, then the whole world started shaving their head as well, so he actually couldn't win. That just crossed my mind when I saw John McGinn. This is how good John McGinn looked today.
John McGinn looks so good today. It reminded me of the fact that Alex Ferguson is a bollocks.
Anybody else going up on the Vitamin meter?
Oh,
you're a Tielemans. Snappy Tielemans, yeah.
Yeah, Yuri Tielemans has to go, particularly the first half performance. And I actually feel bad there on Thursday night. We were talking about who would you go for, Bailey or Zaniolo, completely forgetting that Yuri Tielemans could play in this role. And we called for this at the start of the season as well. It was like, he's unlikely to get in there, so why doesn't he try and force himself into the team in that wide left position? That seems like a more natural fit for him. Ramsey's out now. Surely this is his to take. He can make himself that man in that position. And his form in the last couple of weeks in the Conference League when he's been starting and when he's been coming on has been so good that it almost demanded that he play there today. And the position, we were right, the position does suit him. I think it's probably he's better there than he is in centre midfield. And obviously we can't get rid of Boubacar Kamara or the best player in the league, Douglas Luiz, either. So we have to find somewhere else for Tielemans to play. And he's just going to battle it out now with Zaniolo and Bailey.
And then Jacob Ramsey.
Good luck, Yuri.
Yeah, you're very fond of reading out my WhatsApp messages when they don't seem as astute, but I see you've ignored my WhatsApp message from 1 p.m. when the Villa team was announced, and I gave the thumbs up for Yuri Tielemans playing on the left.
Oh yes, sorry, you did make that call, right? But the other one, let's be honest, was funnier.
Leon Bailey going up.
Liam Bailey's definitely going up. Liam Bailey's doing everything he can to force a start, and he probably deserves it. But like we talked about, I don't want him to start, Conan. I'm enjoying this, but what more can you ask for from somebody who is playing so well whenever he comes off the bench to just continue doing that? We talked about this last year with Buendia as well, and with Luca Dean. They never complained. They just kept coming on, kept putting in performances. And Leon Bailey's doing it this year as well, literally doing everything he can to force himself into the first team, and that's fucking brilliant and is working so well for Aston Villa.
Is Matt Cash allowed to go up when he takes 2 left-footed shots in the one match?
No.
Yeah, that's fair enough. Maybe we'll put Emi Martinez up. It's been a long time and he couldn't really do anything about the goal. I thought he held up his end of the bargain all right.
He did, yeah, he did. Yeah, they could do absolutely nothing about the goal. The save is so big and so important at that stage of the game. Imagine if that goes in as well. The the mood Fulham were in for the next 15 minutes before Ollie Watkins scored that goal, before you lost the rag and sent that hilarious text message. Fulham were playing really well. That goal was in. That was a completely different second half.
Yeah. Okay, let's do questions we can't answer, but probably will. There's really not enough made of Kieran Trippier's Geordie accent, is there?
Go on.
Where did he pick this up out of? He's not from Newcastle. I know he's trying to endear himself to the home fans. Maybe it works. I don't know. But my God, I was looking at Newcastle's team yesterday, and all the WhatsApp that I see that you've left out, as the game was 0-0, I text you 11 names, and they were put in this order: Nick Pope, Kieran Trippier, Lascelles, Fabian Schär, Lewis Hall, Lewis Miley, Joe Willock, one of the Longstaffs, Matt Ritchie, Anthony Gordon, Jolinton. Jesus, I know Newcastle have a lot of injuries, but that is a sorry team.
It is a sorry team, and I think somebody was it Jamie Carragher said Newcastle have the strongest squad now, and sometimes I wonder, is it just because they had Isaac and Wilson battling it out for who was going to play up front? Did he just see those two really good centre forwards and think, Jesus, they've got such depth and quality? Is that just the level of ability to think that he has? Like, I thought that was a really strange statement at the time, and then ever since then, that's only been proven to be true. Like you said, a lot of injuries, but your Aston Villa's young player of the year, the year before that's out. Tyrone Mings, their best defender last year, is out. Buendia's out. You know, teams have a lot of injuries, but I don't think Aston Villa would ever feel the team that fucking dreadful. And the reason I didn't call that one out as well. I mean, that was a good shout for me, but would have been self praise as well. I just immediately texted back saying, "What the fuck is going on there?" Because it's so stark. I knew you were sending me the team, but it was also hard for me to believe that was actually the Newcastle team that you were sending me.
Yeah. Oh, it's strange. And it probably ties in nicely with the next question we can't answer. How much longer must I endure the disrespect? the disrespect in the media?
Oh, thank God you went on there. I thought it was going to be about me. Is this the end of the Villa podcast?
I'm not putting up with half an hour of this. I mean, we had Jamie Carragher out last week, I think it was, and he actually believed that he was writing a positive piece about Villa. He couldn't understand the reaction. He started getting ratty with everybody that was replying to it. And the first bloody sentence basically said, I'm paraphrasing, but it said this: enjoy it while you can, because the Champions League team's going to come in for Emery.
No, Conan. What it said was, Emery can qualify Aston Villa for the Champions League, so enjoy it while you can, because a Champions League team might come in and get him. Who, like Aston Villa?
Yeah, that was so stupid. And then, like, today, I open up Twitter. I'm just looking for the Villa team sheet. I'm looking for, fantasy football stuff. And then Ryan Taylor from the Daily Mirror, is it? Yeah, has a piece. And I didn't even read it, but his tweet says, Douglas Luiz will have to agitate for a transfer should he wish to join this January. Aston Villa have no interest in a sale. Gunners also have to balance financial records with sales this winter to continue spending at will. So basically, all this guy has said is Arsenal don't have the money, Villa don't have the slightest interest in selling, but I'm going to write this piece anyway about a January transfer for a team, from a team competing for the Champions League, for a player with 3 years left on his contract, because obviously, like most people, like Carragher, like whoever else, my brain can't compute the idea of an elite player existing outside of the 6 clubs that he knows of. Before he's given up on the article, before he's even let anyone on his tweet was, this is going to happen, but wouldn't it be fucking great?
You're being very kind there, describing it as an article. It's just absolute nonsense. It's like someone's vomited into a void and it ended up on the fucking internet, which is, to be honest, most of the internet. But it's the type of bollocks that I would expect from your pals in the media, if we're all being honest here. And I don't know why we get angry. I actually don't, and I am getting angry now as I'm talking about it, but I don't know why we get angry about it, because we can't expect anything better. I mean, these people, that guy is just either wasting his life or he is a moron. And while we're talking about morons and while we're on Jamie Carragher, Jamie Carragher is a confident man. And he's media trained and media experienced. So obviously being able to articulate your point denotes some sort of degree of mental sophistication, and being given that platform must give him more confidence. Like it should be a virtuous circle, but it's not. It's a fucking maelstrom that drags his intellect, whatever he had, into the fucking vortex and drowns it, because he just loses himself on that platform. Like you say, he was getting annoyed and defending himself. But we know this about Jamie Carragher as well. He's so confident and lacking in clarity and rationality that not only did he think it was a good idea to spit at someone, not only did he think it was a good idea to do it to someone who was filming him, he also thought he could do it. Like, that was a 1 in a million shot. But he has the appropriate level of confidence to think he could spit from a moving vehicle that he's driving into a moving vehicle across the passenger seat. Like, it's hard to imagine how you would even get the angle for that. Like, that is just laudable confidence. And like I said, he's able to articulate his points, so that can be confused with intelligence. But he's not intelligent. And all you have to do to realize this is to listen to him. Jamie Carragher watched Havertz fly through the air last week at shin height, the fastest Havertz has ever moved, by the way, the first time he's ever moved with any sort of speed. And he watched Bruno Guimaraes throw his arm through the air at head height and used the fact that people, not the referee incidentally, that people said they were red cards as evidence that the game's gone. Like Jamie Carragher has more fun watching 11v11, so he wants there to be fewer red cards, so refs should stop sending people off. Like, he's showing all the fucking mental alacrity of a dog recovering from having his testicles lobbed off. Like, I don't like my taxes going towards incarcerating and feeding murderers, so let's stop arresting murderers. You know, I have more fun. I have more fun when I don't have to sit here giving out about morons, Conan, speaking absolute drivel. But the solution isn't for me to stop giving out about morons, Conan. They have to be held to account. Their inane ramblings have to be spotlighted. And this is the man that you want to be able to comprehend the Premier League with more than fucking 6 teams. Who's the real idiot?
And the thing is now is that they are going to have to get their head around that the door is ajar for Aston Villa. We tied us all back in now to Newcastle's team being on their knees at the minute with Spurs. I don't think they look that strong. Spurs had started really well, but they also hadn't really played anybody either, and they obviously got lucky against Liverpool. The Chelsea will be a threat, I think. But they're so far back at the minute that, again, it's an opportunity for Villa. Brighton, God knows what way De Zerbi will wake up from day to day. And United, our closest competitors to the top 5, are terrible. United are awful, so we don't need to worry about that. See Thursday's podcast for how bad United are. There's actually a real chance, and this ties in with WhatsApp points then as well, because and I sense this is where Emery's particular rattiness is coming from now as well. I think he knows, like, this is why the players and everything are all talking about Champions League. They know this is actually on. It's not a go and believe in yourself type of job. It's actually, we can definitely get more points than Spurs, Brighton, United, Chelsea, Newcastle, the way they all are. We can go and get more points than them, definitely. And we've set ourselves up really well the first 12 games. Let's continue going. And Jesus, like, it would actually help if we just pumped a bit more money in January and really went for it, because, not to sound like Jamie Carragher, but we really should make the most of it now while we can.
Yeah, but I think you're right. I mean, like, forget about Brighton. They're not our level. They're not the level of the other teams either. It is good that Chelsea are 10 points behind or whatever it is. The thing about Arsenal and Saudi Arabia, the last couple of years, last year in particular, I was looking at their teams thinking, how are they doing so well? This is infuriating, because their teams, again, they're just not that good on paper. They're not that far ahead of Aston Villa. I don't think Saudi Arabia is at all. Arsenal's probably is a little bit, but it's not that far ahead. Liverpool, Man City should probably be pulling away from the rest of us. I think Spurs can be. God, that Spurs team isn't that good at all. So you're right. There absolutely is a huge chance. Man United. Man United have got four wins in their last 5 games. In those 5 games, they've got a fucking goal difference of +1. 4 wins at 5, and they've got a goal difference of +1. They're fucking 6th in the league with a goal difference of -3.
Yeah.
21 points. It's ridiculous.
Yeah. While we're on Man United, not to turn the section into a permanent United bashing section, although there's definitely enough content to do that. But I see some of them getting quite sarky, about other clubs like Spurs or Newcastle's, when they're having a bad result or something, like Kieran Trippier's arguing with the fans in his Geordie accent. You would see United fans sort of talking about, club in crisis there, but nobody's saying anything about it. If that was United, it would be all over the news, blah, blah, blah. United are the ones who bring all the stuff all over the news. Sorry, the United fans, because the thing they hate most is when things are bad. They hate being told that things aren't that bad. Fucking grow up, you're spoilt. Like you've invested a lot of money, blah, blah, blah. The Glazers aren't dragging you down. It's your manager, it's your players, whatever. They hate that more than anybody, so they wail louder than anyone. So you can't have it both ways, just while we're on that.
But what are we on there again? Man United or morons?
And if you think about it as well, if you take Emi Martinez, I think Kamara, Watkins potentially, all those 3 players would look good with a shaved head too.
No better way to end the podcast, Conan.
Thanks very much for listening. We're going to take a break. Liam's going to go off to an All-Ireland match. Who are you playing? Who's this? What's the season ticket delivering for you this time?
New Zealand, a friendly against New Zealand at the Aviva, which might make a certain section of Irish society's eyes light up, but it's not fucking making mine light up. Unbelievable as well. Like, I think ever since this Nations League thing came in, and there was certain European groups with one less team because all their teams were playing in the Nations League semis or whatever it was, the semis and the finals. Ireland have always ended up in the group where they had one less competitive game. So you'd think they would fucking use that time to have a little think about it and appreciate the fact that we're getting robbed essentially of one extra competitive game. So let's give them some sort of a glamour tie. What did he do? They go out and get fucking New Zealand. Honestly, what the fuck are they playing at? We had Latvia was the other friendly we had this year. What are they doing?
I think is it James McLean's goodbye though as well, so you got something to go to.
James McLean, who isn't in the Ireland squad for the competitive games, goodbye. Yeah, that's what I've got to go to. I've got to go and see McLean walking around applauding the fans. That's how we're ending our season. James McLean has been a brilliant servant for Ireland, and he deserves an applause. But I'm going to a game that James McLean isn't deemed good enough to be picked for against a team who are ranked 150th in the world.
Yeah, and a timely Evan Ferguson injury for you as well.
Oh, is it too late to refund the fucking season ticket for next year?
Thanks very much for listening. Chat to you soon.
Wind is calling my name, and I won't wait, or I'll never get on.